In this video, I'm going to show you how to use 12 collocations, which are also very important for your writing exam, 12 less common words, again important for writing as well, 5 native and or idiomatic expressions, and 3 phrasal verbs. So, we're going to look at 3 different IELTS Part 3 questions all about films as a way of introducing this vocabulary to you. First question, why do you think people like films? I'd say that escapism is the most obvious answer. Certainly, if you think about fictional films, they offer people the chance to momentarily forget their humdrum lives. For example, instead of thinking about what the kids are going to have for tea, a young mum and her friend could sit there fantasizing about James Dean or Johnny Depp or whoever today's heartthrob is. Equally, a couple who might be going through a bit of a rough patch could go together and watch a rom-com, have a laugh, and maybe come away feeling better about things. For kids, I think films can really fire their imaginations. If you think about fantasy films, such as Lord of the Rings, or films set in space, such as Star Trek. So, escapism is the idea that you can escape from something, in this case, reality or your daily life. A fictional film is a film, it's not a true story, it's something that has been invented. Humdrum lives, a good collocation. Humdrum means monotonous, boring. Humdrum lives, just your ordinary day-to-day existence, which can be quite boring for some people. If you fantasize about something, this is as though you dream about that thing. Oh yeah, I'm really fantasizing about this or that. So it could be a pizza when you're hungry, yeah? Or it could be a person that you really fancy. A heartthrob is a person that you really fancy, but a heartthrob really is a person that lots of people really fancy. A rough patch. A good collocation. If a couple is going through a rough patch, then their relationship isn't going very well. It's going through a period when things aren't working very well. Rom-com. This is short for romantic comedy. But in spoken English, we wouldn't say romantic comedy very often. We would just say rom-com. To come away, a phrasal verb. If you come away from something feeling better, then by the end of it, when you leave, something might feel better. So, for example, if Real Madrid went to play Manchester United and came away with a win, then by the end, by the time they left, then they had got this win. To fire somebody's imagination. If you fire imagination, then you really make the imagination kind of explode. You can really imagine lots of things if your imagination is really fired or fired up. Second question. How have films changed since you were a child? Great question. I think anyone that likes sci-fi films would tell you that the quality of the special effects has improved out of all recognition over the past 20 to 30 years or so. Gone are the days of flimsy sets that visibly wobble when anyone goes near them. In their place, we have all manner of fantastic technicolor explosions used to represent the effects of various weapons. What's also changed, I think, is people's idea of what is acceptable on the big screen. There's a lot more vulgar language, such as swearing in films these days, and also a ton of gratuitous violence, such as in Reservoir Dogs. So sci-fi is short for science fiction. So, for example, films about space. Where science has allowed us to do things that we really can't do in today's world. Special effects. These are those things that you see when the screen goes boom and things like that. Improved out of all recognition is a kind of native expression, meaning that something has improved hugely, dramatically, improved a lot. Gone are the days of, another native expression, meaning this isn't true anymore. These things don't exist anymore. So if you went back 30 or 40 years, honestly, you would have seen film sets where, on things like Star Trek, where you would actually see the bridge of the Starship Enterprise wobble when people walked near it. So wobble means to do this, like a plate, like jelly on a plate. Flimsy means weak and liable to break or fall over. Technicolor just means using lots of bright, vivid colours in combination. The big screen, another collocation, it's an informal way of referring to the cinema. So the big screen means the cinema, the big screen that you watch on at the cinema, but we use it to mean cinema. Vulgar language. Vulgar language is language that might offend people, such as swearing. A ton. In this context, a ton of something means lots of something. Gratuitous violence, another important collocation. It means violence that simply isn't really necessary to tell the story of the film. Third question. Why do you think people still go to the cinema when it's possible to watch any film at home on top quality screens? I think it all comes down to the whole cinema experience. Think of the popcorn or chocolate and the absurdly oversized sodas and the feeling of shared experience with so many other people. I definitely think that the enduring appeal of the cinema can be put down to that. Sitting at home just doesn't cut it, really, for many people. Of course, another factor is that unless you're going to get some awful bootleg copy that was filmed from the back of the cinema on somebody's mobile phone, then you can't see films at home the instant that they come out. These days, so many people are about instant gratification that it's not surprising that people still flock to the cinema in their droves to see new releases. So, if it all comes down to something, phrasal verb, it all comes down to something, it means that I think really this is the reason. This is why something is happening. It all comes down to the fact that the real reason is that. Cinema experience, self-explanatory, I think, but a collocation putting those two terms together. Absurdly oversized sodas. Sodas are fizzy drinks like Coca-Cola. Oversized means too big. Absurdly means ridiculous. As though, in other words, they're so big you can't believe it. You know, the ones that are like this. Shared experience, again, I think self-explanatory, but a good collocation. Shared experience, experiences that you share with other people, which happens in a cinema, but not really if you're watching at home on your own. Enduring appeal, another collocation. Enduring means that something lasts for a long time. The appeal of something is why something is popular. So why is cinema still popular? Why has it been popular for a long time? Why will it probably be popular in the future? Because of the whole cinema experience. Put down. If something can be put down to something as a phrasal verb, then that means that you can identify the reason behind it. It can be put down to this. So, for example, the reason why so many English people like going on holiday to hot countries can be put down to the fact that we have terrible weather in our country. The expression to just not cut it means if you don't cut it, something isn't good enough. Something that doesn't cut it isn't good enough. So sitting at home as an experience for watching films just isn't good enough for many people. A bootleg copy. So a bootleg copy is an illegal or pirated copy of a film. So occasionally you might see, when you go to the cinema, you'll see that thing that comes up at the start that says you're not allowed to sit at the back recording on your mobile phone. Instant gratification. Collocation. People that like to be instantly gratified want an immediate result. They want immediate satisfaction from something. To flock somewhere in their droves, a native expression meaning that lots of people go to a particular place. New releases, collocation, simply films that have just been released. So, I hope you enjoyed this. In total, there were 32 expressions in this film about the IELTS exam. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe for more videos. Please like the video. Please share it on your social networks. All of this will help ensure that more people see the video and that I can make more videos. Please comment any questions either about English or about the IELTS exam or about anything seen in this video. Please comment below. Thank you and goodbye.